Adame trying to get free on the right side. He will get to the line of scrimmage and some, and he's got himself a first down just shy of the 40. So he needed 1 yard, he gets 2. That's a first down for Citrus Hill.
Yeah, and this game, Trent, it's not a league game, but they're in the same. It's a super league, and they're part of the Mountain Pass League. There are 3 divisions to this conference, so it's an interconference rivalry to say. And then next week they're going to start their league play. There'll be 4 games for Poly in the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's the start of league play officially across Riverside and throughout the Inland Empire. They go the I formation and mishandled the snap, but a whistle first. And a broken play. It looks like it's going to be a full start against Citrus Hill. So they'll have to scoot back 5 yards as they try to get their offense in sorts here. 2 teams that really like to run the football. That's why, quite frankly, I was a little surprised to see Adame throwing on that very first play.
Well, they apparently last week they threw 12 out of the first 15 plays. They threw 12 times. I think they've kind of nixed that. It looks like they've gone to a Wildcat offense here.
Adame, who is listed as a defensive back and a wide receiver, getting the start under center in this one. Little misdirection play. It's a handoff over to the left side, and a gain of about 3. On the carry on that last play was Taiwan Mayfield, the junior.
And Riverside Poly tonight is without their head coach. He is at home, not feeling too well, and his best friend, Bill Powell, has taken over the reins. Coach Powell been a head coach a number of different places. So, Coach, we wish Coach Rice all the well. I hope he's doing great at home. You know, he's a Shakespearean guy, so he's probably
very good.
He's probably sitting at home reading Othello or Macbeth.
Maybe not tonight. Maybe after the game. Adame play action pass, and that's going to be off the hands and incomplete.
Well, I know he's watching us, and I'm going to send him a text or give him a call late tonight like I do. Trent, I call all the local high school coaches on Friday nights after the game. Usually, you know, I have my buddy at Norte Vista, Ken Batdorf, who's been the head football coach at Norte Vista for 78 years. And so I call him. He's getting his 100, possibly his 199th win at the helm of Norte Vista. He's been there for 28 years, and I've called him for the last 12 years every Friday night to tell him how rotten a job he did.
It's a lot easier to coach up here than down there, I'll tell you that. Adame runs into some traffic, still has it, trying to take him down, missing on that last attempt on the outside. And getting out of bounds, back almost the original line of scrimmage there. So Adame gains a yard. It's going to bring up a 4th and long situation here. And now back to return will be Henderson, who has not gotten a whole lot of looks offensively this season, but here he is in a special team situation, and maybe they'll go for it here on 4th and 13. Pauley with a 7-0 lead over Citrus Hill here in the early goings. 9:13 remaining here in quarter number 1. Friday night high school football in beautiful Riverside. From the shotgun, I guess they will go for it. Own territory, 4th and 13, why not? They need to get to midfield. Adame, pump fake. Gets loose, still has it, right side, breaks a tackle, and another. That time gets hit, still going, but out of bounds, and will come up shy, so that will be a turnover on downs. And we will see Riverside Poly take over in pretty good field position here.
Yeah, and in fact, on that last play, you watch number 52, Aaron Micah, nearly had a sack there. He probably wants that one back. Could have been in great field position, still great field position here for the Bears. As we see Coach Bill Powell out on the field.
I just a bit of a tough start. We got a timeout on the field.
And by the way, you know, we're doing 2 games here tonight.
Big night,
Trent.
On Riverside TV.
Big night. We've got a doubleheader going on simultaneously. We've got Ghazal Hassan and J.R. Ibarra. They're over at Norte Vista High School as Hillcrest is battling Patriot High School. So we might go in and out. We might be interrupted by their game, or we might be over there with. So it's. What would you say that? I mean, is it
start a league play? It almost kind of feels like NFL Red Zone.
But
it's Riverside TV edition.
But see, everybody's watching us. You know why? Because it's Riverside Poly.
You want to see Riverside Poly?
It's a big high school.
Citrus Hills fans are trying to say, hey, wait a minute, we're going to try to pull off an upset here. Bit of a tough start for them.
But it's always great being here on a Friday night. You and I have not called a games for the last 2 years for football.
No, it was fun. We were at your school last time.
That's right.
Shotgun set to pass is Luna, and he gets taken down. Ball comes loose afterwards. Diving on it underneath. Looks like it was Gama, and they might call him dead. And they will. So he was down first. The knee hit. So it's not a fumble, but a sack there. And a nice tackle there on the sack for Diego Perez, the senior. So now another second and really long situation. Two teams trying to figure a lot of things out. Jedediah Velez back there as Michael Luna, the senior quarterback, brings in the play from the sideline. Two to the right, one to the left, and this is going to be a draw play. Trying to get up the middle, and tripped up in the backfield there was Henderson. Nowhere to go as that Citrus Hill defense was right there in the backfield in a hurry.
Wow, Citrus Hill coming out strong here defensively, especially on the edge. They're coming after him.
They're pumped up right there. We got to see Gama right there on the left edge, jumping up and down, trying to pull off this upset. Already in a bit of a hole after that interception for a touchdown from the 9-yard line to start this ball game. But now they're trying to make some noise with their defense. Long way to go here. 3rd and a mile. Misdirect, double pass play, and that one is incomplete. All alone, they're down the field. To bring that one in was Maliki Alexander, and Mackay could not quite bring it in. So now 4th and a mile, they'll punt.
But you got to love the trickery. Bill Powell throwing in all the tricks.
Hey, we got tipped off before the game that Bill Powell might want to open up that playbook a little bit deeper and try some new things.
I slipped him a $20 bill hoping that they would run the flea flicker or the Statue of Liberty.
That was a good move. Way to bring something to production, Jeff. That's very good.
Do you like that?
Yeah. Good punt will take a bounce at the 30, gets scooped up there by Hodges, and Hodges nowhere to go. Good kick coverage there by Pauly, and we will see Citrus Hill take over inside their own 20, and that was a pretty good play right there. But now Citrus Hill will try to figure their offense out, down a touchdown. 7:44 to go here in the first, and Jeff, so far early on, we're seeing the defense look strong.
Both teams look good, and I'll tell you what, defensively, Citrus Hill really surprised me. They showed a lot of blitz there. Pauly going with the throws early. But, yeah, just a defensive battle.
That's Adami out of the shotgun. To his right is Nishan Tyler. 3 receivers to the left, 1 up top. It's going to be a play-action fake. Adami will keep it himself, find some room on the edge, keeps going, and will still tiptoe his way down the line, gets out to the 40, about where he stepped out of bounds. And a big pickup right there. Is actually, it looked like he got a little beyond the 40. Check that just shy. Tough to tell as he was tiptoeing his way down the sideline where it officially will be marked. But the 37 is where this next drive will begin. So a big pickup, a first down on the first play of the drive.
I see why they went to the Wildcat with him. He's got some breakaway speed. Got outside there.
Keep him running. We'll see. Here comes Adami again. This time, another play action. He'll keep it himself. Tried to evade the tackle, but right there in the backfield, Michael Luna, the two-way star, the quarterback for Pauly, plays some defense too, and he gets a sack on that play.
Yeah, Michael Luna done a pretty fine job here early on in the season. They've dealt with some injuries. Some of their best players have, in fact, Angel Sanchez, their running back, injured, has a broken arm. He's out there playing defense, though. He was a phenomenal back that they used, but we talked to Coach Powell. He said he couldn't handle the football, so they're not going to use him as a running back tonight. So they're going to use him to tackle guys. He's going to use that big cast to just drill guys.
I love that. Hey, that's being a gamer.
That's old school.
You love seeing that. 2nd and 12 here. Back to the eye. Up the right side, a flag on the play. A short gain, but we'll see what ends up being the call here on this one.
Number 30 is on Mayfield.
That was Mayfield who picked up a couple of yards.
Number 65, Keaton Stokely.
And that's going to be against Citrus Hill. So scoot him back 10 yards on the hold.
Yeah, talking about Citrus Hill, I mean, they were the most dominant team in this area for more than a decade. I mean, incredible amount of wins. In fact, what was their record overall? You said there was
in league play from 2008 to 2019.
That's a long time.
62-2. 62-2 in league games.
That's a pretty good clip right there.
Here comes 2nd and 20 now. Not a whole lot of short yardage situations, and we got a lot of 2nd and 3rds and way longs here to start this game. And a timeout now being called by Citrus Hill as they try to figure some things out. Michael Herring wanted to talk some things over, but yeah, Citrus Hill, of course, takes over. Jason McMahon's gone. Doug DuBois was so good. Zamalt, you were talking about before, such a big part of it. And Citrus Hill last season, A.J. Porter was so good for them a year ago. And now here they are, 0-4, totally different kind of situation, really unfamiliar to the Citrus Hill fan base, and trying to make some noise against a Pauley team that, again, they're trying to get right, and this becomes a big week for them.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Pauley started off so strong this year. You know, last year they had a successful spring season, antiquated spring season. Freshman and sophomore team was undefeated. They have complete buy-in. I've never seen a team change so much the culture that I have under Coach Rice and Coach Powell over on the Bears sidelines.
It looks like that's Hodges now out of the shotgun. So Hodges is the new quarterback into this game, and he's going to throw right away. Goes downfield, incomplete. Intended target down the line there was Williams. That was a pretty good throw, just a little bit underthrown there in single coverage. But at least something to make Pauley think that they can go a little deeper.
Yeah, they're going to say, hey, we're going to test your secondary. We're going to go all out here. Like I said, they threw 12 of their first 15 plays were pass plays last week.
So it looks like they've moved Adame back to receiver, which is his primary position. And now they'll try another arm here. Jalen Owens. I'll check that. He's going to be at running back. And now here comes Hodges. All right. I thought we were going to see three quarterbacks in 3 plays.
That would have been awesome.
It would have been. Here comes Hodges. 3 to the left. Snap is short. Trying to get out of traffic is Hodges, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. A double team for the sack right there. In everybody's business on that last play. Hodges had nowhere to go, and a tackle made in the backfield. Jacob Avery right there for the sack.
Still no short yardage.
No. Noah Thetford back as well, so trying to do some math in my head here. This looks like it's 4th and 27.
You could say anything you want, Trent. Fourth and really, really long.
Check that, 4th and 29.
Okay, there
4th and 29. I was close. I was close. Now they will punt. On 4th and 13, they didn't earlier in this game. Now 4th and 29, they will. And that could be even more. Whistle before the snap, and that's a false start. That's going to be against Citrus Hill, bringing up a 4th and 34 now.
That's pretty good math there. You know, I was going to tell you, I'm a huge kicker fan right now. I'm all about the kickers and punters.
You got a kicker that's – didn't somebody make a 56-yarder or
58-yarder.
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 I was watching your show this week.
And the coach's perspective, I'm telling you.
I love the coach's perspective.
Thank you, Trent. But this kid at RCC, Chavez, he has kicked a 58-yarder, a 56-yarder, a 54-yarder, and a 53-yarder.
I heard you say something that you can't be serious.
I'm always serious, Trent.
You think 65 yards is in his wheelhouse.
I've seen him do it.
Short punt It's going to hit shy of the 30, go back. And they'll only get about 6 yards here, but now we will see Pauly take over the 25.
Yes, I'm telling you, I saw him do a 65-yarder in warm-ups. Easy, cleared it. That's NFL style.
That is NFL. That is deep. So much good football here on Riverside TV. Jeff, you do a great job. Gazal, week in and week out. It's fun checking out all the great action. What a great outlet to check all this out on Riverside TV. And the fact that we got a couple of games this week makes it even sweeter. Bunch trips to the right. Little screen play. They go over to that right side. And picking up a couple of yards on the play will be Bailey Brown.
Pass complete to number 7.
Yeah, in fact, we cover the RCC football, national championship RCC football, Riverside City College.
Congratulations.
And the quarterback for RCC this year is Bud Burney, who was the quarterback at Riverside Poly last year.
Adrian Williams with that last tackle sets up 2nd and 8. Inside of 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter, it's 7-0 Pauli leading Citrus Hill.
We'll have to get our graphics on that because it says Citrus Hill's up 7-0, but it's actually the Bears.
A pick 6 on the first play from scrimmage from inside the 10. They'll spread things out. 3 to the left. Step up, into the middle. Bailey caught it, touchdown. Just like that, 13-0 Pauli on the score.
The Bears have to feel good after only scoring, I believe, 7 points in the last 3 games. They've eclipsed it here in the first quarter.
A 22-yard touchdown pass. Complete inside. Found Bailey Brown, the senior wideout, for the score.
Nice play right over the middle. There it is. There's my kicker right there, Trent. I'm all about the kickers.
So 14-0 is our score now, with Pauli leading Citrus Hill. With 4:36 to go, that 22-yard score.
John Rice is sitting at home, looking through Othello, looking up and seeing his Bears team up 14-0. He's probably eating soup. He's not feeling well, so I picture Coach Rice. He's got a cool beard. He's almost like an Ernest Hemingway type.
We're
character.
Almost to soup season.
It is almost soup season.
We got a couple days of it earlier this week.
It was 102 today.
Today's not in soup weather.
And you and I are sweaty guys. You know what I mean? We can't show up in a suit. We're polo today.
That's I prefer to use the term insulation.
Coach, I picture Coach Wright like smoking out of a corncob pipe, wearing a cool hat, reading and watching football.
Dejanev set to kick it away. Pooch kick up the left side. That's going to be picked up there by Hodges. Hodges works to the middle of the field and is brought down just shy of the 25. Little extracurriculars on that play as well as Janaya Velez got into it a little bit.
That's going to be 15 more yards. Short yardage, nope.
So that'll be 1st and 25 to get things going here on this position. Man, as if things have not been tough enough on Citrus Hill, they have had a really tough time in the field position battle all night. Well in the negatives when you include the penalty yards. 4.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. And Pauli starting things off with a statement.
The chain gang's getting some work. See the guy over there? I want you guys, the guy on the hole. That's Kelvin Butler, the big fella on the 20-yard line carrying the stick right there.
Okay.
He was the starting center at UCLA with Reggie Miller. Played at John W. North High School. He's not supposed to be teaching at Poly High School. He is, though. He's a North guy, and he's at Poly. That's like the big rival. But Kelvin Butler over there working, there he is. There's holding up the number 1. He's the best basketball player to ever come out of Riverside, I think. Better than Reggie even. High school.
Reggie's not the best high school player out of his family.
No, he's not. He's definitely not. My brother and I used to beat he and Cheryl in 2-on-2 games.
I don't believe you.
No, trust me.
There's no chance you were beating Reggie Miller.
I used to post up Cheryl like none other.
I simply don't believe you.
I'm telling you the truth.
Okay, all right.
Anybody that's watching right now, they know the Gorhams used to take care of the Millers, but then they got really good. I mean, we were little when we played.
All right, well, it's different when you're in junior high as the chain gang tries to sort things out. What they're going to do here
There you go.
is they're going to mark it from the 17-yard line, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 there. So it's not going to be a start of the play and push them back for 1st and 10 as they'll go from the 17.
Normally, Yancey Dodson is working the chain gang. He's the head basketball coach. He's not doing it tonight.
Adame with a keeper on the Wildcat tries to break loose. Good swarming tackle right there and right in everybody's business for that. Larry Morris brings him down after a pickup of 4.
And now with Citrus Hill running the Wildcat, you watch Poly, they're going to funnel that thing right in the middle of the field. Try to keep the quickness of Citrus Hill from going outside here.
Citrus Hill showing some different looks. We've seen a couple different quarterbacks in this game. We've seen some shotgun passing. We've seen a lot of Wildcat. We expected to see quite a bit of Wildcat in this game, and that's what they'll do again. That's Adame out of the shotgun under center. To his right is Williams. To his left, the man in motion was Diego Perez, but it took too long to get that play going.
Yeah, I think in high school you get 30 seconds.
False start. Or delay a game, rather.
You get 30 seconds in between plays,
Yeah.
I think.
And that was every bit of it.
It was about 40.
I don't see your stopwatch though. It's I expected. Come on, you're a coach. Where's the stopwatch and the whistle?
I'm
Let's
telling
go.
you, it was about 40, maybe 41.
2nd and 11 after the 5-yard penalty. Scoots him back. They try to bring that play in. I mean, hey, they're going through a lot right now, trying to just be able to field the team has been a hard thing to do. They're battling. It's going to be a handoff up the left side. Dragging his defender with him. And a strong play right there. And there to take it all the way was Taiwan Mayfield, the junior, to pick up a 1st down.
Yeah, big block there by the tackle on the guard to get that hole. And they go in and pop outside. That's what Poly does not want them to do. They want to force that inside, keep them on the ground.
Inside of 3 minutes left here in the first quarter, 14-0. Riverside Poly leading Citrus Hill on a beautiful Friday night.
Yeah, talking with Citrus Hill, they had so many stoppages as well due to COVID. There were times they wouldn't even get to practice.
Dame under center with a pitch over to the right side. Taking it is Taiwan. Taiwan gets through. He gets past the 35-yard line to the 36. And Mayfield has himself a gain of 6.
Number 30, Avon Mayfield, the ball is
Yeah, they're getting kind of in the groove here. Big boys up front doing their work.
That ground and pound game, and they're going to show you a lot of different ways how they're going to keep the ball on the ground. We've seen some draw. We've seen some misdirection, some counter plays, a pitch on the sweep to the right. It's not really a secret what they're doing. It's keep it on the ground. There's Mayfield again. This time will be right around the markers, and I think he's got to have himself a 1st down, and he does. So needed 4 yards, got him, and that's a 1st down.
And looking very good here when they go tight set. It's almost like a little double wing action.
Yeah, and that's working for them right now.
It is.
They've tried some other things. They've spread some things out that has not been as effective, but you keep it between the tackles, maybe you got a shot.
You got guys that can run north-south and run off of those big boys. I'm telling you, you can get 5-6 yards per carry.
Down 2 scores. The game has not gotten away. Another handoff to Mayfield. This time he is drugged down in the backfield, and that was a really good job by Keaton Stokely, just a sophomore, to get his big old paw on him right there and bring him down with one hand.
He grabbed him, grabbed his jersey. Said, I'm not letting – he used his bear paw. That was a bear paw right there. You see that?
Hey, you do whatever you can to bring him down, then you get your teammates to help you out, and it's a no gain. So 2nd and 10, we'll do it again.
Back when you and I played, we would have had those cotton jerseys. It would have been ripped. There we go, tight set again.
2nd and 10. Play action. They're going to throw it here. A little dump off, and that's going to be in and out of the hands of the intended target, Tyreek Adams. Incomplete. 3rd and 10.
I like the play call, though. They got out in space, just didn't complete it, but a good play call by Mike Herring.
Yeah, it was set up well to be executed for at least to pick up a 4 or 5, which is all you're looking to do. As they go 3rd and 10 here, I mean, you're not going to, the way that Citrus Hill is right now, you're not going to try to be picking up 10, 15 yards on any given play.
No.
Just chip away, march down the field, keep the game tight, keep the game within a chance, and, you know, get your defense to make some stops, and you have an opportunity here. Didn't start great, but they've battled since. 47 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Now they'll go from the shotgun, needing 10 yards. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle and coughed up and scooped up right there. Pauly takes over on 3rd and 10. That recovered right up the middle. Angel Sanchez is there, bounced into his lap, and that is where we'll see the Bears take over.
Well, I'll tell you what, Angel Sanchez here, as we see him pick it up, he's angry. You know why? Because he's their big running back. And it was his only chance to get to carry the football tonight. Look, he's slamming it around. Don't hurt your other hand, buddy. We learned that this week with the pitcher for the Brewers. Don't punch anything.
Isn't that the first thing they teach you? Don't lead with your pitching hand?
No, yeah, and he only has one hand. Don't use that one.
So good field position here for Pauly. They will begin their drive at the 44-yard line in Citrus Hill territory. Sweep to the left. And this is going to be a take up the left side. Juke move there by Henderson. Henderson changing direction. He's still going. Down to the 30, pushed out of bounds at the 28-yard line. An impressive carry right there by Tajon Henderson. And a pick of 15 yards.
His older brother was a great football player, Pauly. Just following in the footsteps of big brother. Just a sophomore.
Shedding tackles like it's nothing. To the 28. Yeah, he is just a sophomore. There is a lot of young talent on this Pauly team, but an emphasis on the young, and that's something that they've experienced in the first 5 games of the season. Empty backfield. Stegging up to throw. Pass downfield, and it is incomplete. That's Will Cloak, who's been in the game the last 2 drives. He threw the touchdown earlier. We saw Michael Luna start this game under center, but since it has been Cloak who had the touchdown pass, the only offensive score so far in this game, overthrew his target there, incomplete.
But a nice throw, though. I mean,
it was.
Just a little overthrown there.
2nd and 10. And we're seeing a heavy dose of Will Cloak, the junior, the backup to Luna. Pass over to the left side. It's caught. Not a whole lot of space, but an open field tackle was made over on that far side. That was well done.
Pass complete to number 26, Jamie Lopez. Tackle by number 4.
Lopez on the reception as Adame was the one making the tackle there. So Adame, who's had to play a lot of quarterback and trying to do a little bit of everything, gets an open field tackle. That was well done.
He's an offensive, defensive machine. He reminds me of. Let's talk a little bit here since it's we got in between quarters.
Yeah.
You know, Trent, you are a member of the Angels broadcast.
We have some fun.
Yeah.
It's been a tough season.
Yeah, but you know we're gonna have an award at the end of the night.
Okay.
The Otani Award. Who's the best that plays both ends of the ball?
Okay.
That young man right there is right now
I would
in number 1 in my book.
Okay. Well, Michael Luna, I thought was going to have a chance coming into this game. He makes the tackle early on, but he wasn't the one that threw the touchdown pass.
No.
That was Cloak, and now we're seeing Michael Luna on the bench, and Adame, maybe stepping up right now. That was a really nice open field tackle.
Yeah, so we're going to have to, at the end of the night, we're going to have the Otani MVP award for the night. And then you're going to have to go back and tell Otani. Have you had a chance? I know you've probably sat down with him several times, haven't you?
I've talked with him a few times, yeah.
Are you guys buddies? Like when he sees you, does he go, "Hi, Trent"?
Unbelievably. I've told people this. I bumped into him at Starbucks with his interpreter.
You have not.
I have, and nobody recognized him. Or at least nobody said anything to him.
What did he order? Did he order a fufu drink?
I did not get that far.
What did you order?
It was a mobile order. Oh, fufu all the way. 3rd and 5, handoff up the middle and stop shy.
Because you know you were.
By Mayfield.
Did you know you were in my very first interview? You were in my very first interview of all time. was when Mike Trout came out and played minor league baseball.
No way.
Remember? And Pep and I came out, and you were in the locker room, and I got to ask Mike Trout a question. I even gave him a fist bump when he was hurt. Remember, it was his hand.
Yeah, you messed up the thumb even more. I remember that. It was 2017.
Yeah, and I haven't washed my hands since because I bumped fists with my favorite player.
That's the first thing you've said tonight that I've believed. Cloak out of the shotgun, looking to his left side, looking left all the way. The pass is caught, and that's going to be a first down there on the reception was Tajon Henderson. Not just a running back, he can catch it too, a first down.
He's a Reggie Bush right there.
Wearing his number.
Henderson, coach just spoke highly of him for the last 2 years. In fact, when he was coming in to play for the Bears, he's like, hey, got this young Henderson kid is really special. Had a little chance last year in the spring season to kind of see him with little tidbits, but looks like he might be coming into his own tonight here for the Bears.
1st and 10, 1st and goal here. Goal line situation. Play action. Handoff up the middle. Fooled me. That's Henderson that takes it as he gets inside the 5 down to the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line now.
Henderson taking a shot there. Gets right back up. Feed the beast.
We're seeing a rotation at quarterback as well as Michael Luna is back in there. They're on a goal line set. That's Luna with Henderson right behind him. The give is to Henderson. Henderson to the outside. Henderson dragging a defender, gets to the 2, but he's going to be shy of the end zone. And now it's 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. That was Perez who made that last tackle that saved the score. As Pauley is trying to extend their 14-0 lead. Marching down the field, they got good field position and making the most of it after the fumble. Alexander, top of your screen. Brown in the slot. It's going to be a keeper. Luna gets brought down back behind the goal line. A tackle for a loss. In comes everybody as Citrus Hill. Well defended there, and a 3rd down stop brings up 4th and short inside the 5.
Great defense by the Hawks there. But you just got to go for the points. Trent, you got to go for the points. Bring in the kick.
Make it a 3-possession game. 4th and goal from the 4. We have seen Dejanev be pretty good in this game. Here he is now. This is a 20-yarder. The kick is up, and it is good. Essentially a PAT. Makes it 17-0. And the Bears are rolling the Hawks here in the early goings of this one. 9:15 to go in the first half.
Yeah, they're playing mistake-free football. They're playing smart football. They're running when they're supposed to. They see the open. They're adjusting to make easy passes. The Bears playing smart football right now.
And this is the kind of football you really expected them to play. They're not going to try to, when you win your first 2 games and you look really good early in the season, and then you lose 3 in a row, you need one of those nights to get all the things you've worked on in practice, go make it happen in a game and be able to get that confidence back moving forward. And I think we're seeing that right now with Paul.
Well, we are. And I'll tell you what, they started off, I think, better than anybody anticipated. They had a great win against that Hillcrest team, which I told you is going to vie for a River Valley League title this season. And they came out and punched them in the mouth and played great. And then they go over to Arlington. They get another River Valley League win there. And then they ran into a King who had been playing great football. Yeah. And, injuries had stacked up. Guys got sick. And now they're, they hope to right the ship here before they hit league play next week.
Mishandled there by Velez in the backfield. Velez picks it back up. He's at the 10. Now going the wrong direction. Back inside the 5 and brought down at the 2. My, oh my. A lot more south than north on that return. And miserable field position now for the Hawks.
Yeah, he started out at the 10.
They'll mark it at the 5. He might have even been deeper than that, or the 4 rather.
They might be being generous here.
I think he was gifted a couple of yards, but still, they now have to go 96 yards to try to cut into a 17-point hole. That's a tall task.
Yeah, especially playing from your end zone. You got to play smart. You can't rush. You got to play smart. Just get the play.
Adame with a handoff. Not a whole lot of room to roam, but trying to push the pile forward there. Mayfield is trying to make something happen.
It's like they might be out of the end zone, which is nice. Nice forward progress.
And pick up about 3 yards there. Gets to the 7, so 2nd and 7 here.
Tackled by number 11, Michael Luna.
It was Luna who made that last stop. We've seen Luna be a two-way guy. I think Luna right now is challenging
for the
with
Otani?
Adame for the Otani award. The two-way star of the game. We'll see. It's early on. A lot can still happen. Bailey Brown's had a pretty good night, too. Caught a touchdown pass earlier. Made a nice open field tackle. And a modest pickup there. Gain of about a yard or 2. Sets up 3rd and 4 after Mayfield was able to get past the line of scrimmage.
Tackled by number 29, Luke Metzger.
I like the poise we're seeing from Citrus Hill. Deep in their own territory, not concerned about it. Let's run some plays. Let's move just pick up a couple yards at a time.
Well, it's nice when your quarterback's coach is Caleb Herring, who played at UNLV, was a superstar quarterback. His dad is the head coach, and it's nice when you can call your son and say, I need you to be my quarterback's coach.
And that time, a first down, no problem. They go with the give up the middle. Taiwan Mayfield doing all the dirty work right now for Citrus Hill. He picks up the first down.
But there's that tight set we've seen. It's been using basically 2 fullbacks to block out. You just run behind that off tackle.
Now, the thing about this for Citrus Hill is they have to be mindful of the clock just moving forward because these drives are going to take a long time. Just the nature of how they play, drives are going to take a while for Citrus Hill. And they can keep going to Mayfield, pick up 2-3 yards at a time, and then you have a chance to break one loose with a missed tackle. That can happen. This is going to be a keeper here for Adame, who tries to get to the right edge, will do that, gets past the 30, and he's got himself a 10-yard pickup for a first down.
Tell you what, he gets on the outside. He's got some breakaway speed. I can see why they've gone to the Wildcat. I mean, he's got a lot of space to move.
That ends up being a 14-yard pickup, where that ends up being marked. So that was well done by Adame. Sets up a first down here from the 33-yard line. Considering they started at the Citrus Hill 4, the Hawks have done a good job moving the sticks and putting together a nice little drive here. This has been their best drive. I know they're still in their own territory. This has been their best drive of the night. This time a give. They go back to Mayfield. Mayfield sheds a tackle past the 40, and he's got himself another first down. That time a 17-yard pickup.
I think they found what they're going to run the rest of the night. You do this, like you said, you're going to eat up a lot of clock, but if you can get a couple scores here, you can make this a close one. We still have got 24 minutes in the second half.
It's going to be Pauly who will get the ball to start the second half, but boy, what a swing this would be. If Citrus Hill is able to start a drive at their own 4, get all the way down the field, and somehow get points on the board before halftime, that would be a huge momentum boost.
That is a confidence blast right there.
Timeout taken by Citrus Hill. They have just one timeout left. 6:35 remaining here in this opening half on a Friday night in Riverside. Riverside Pauly up 17-0 on Citrus Hill, a program that has been so proud but off to a tough start. But this is the best they have looked all night, and we are seeing a very healthy dose of Taiwan Mayfield, the junior, right up the middle. Let the running back go to work.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that's what they wanted. They haven't scored much, this year. And that has always been, they've always had great running backs, and they've lived and died by just running the football. That is Citrus Hill football. It always has been. Looks like they've gone back to that in the last week here. As they had a bye week last week.
Yeah.
Hadn't had a chance to play. They worked on it and say, hey, we're going to get 2 weeks of working on this. And it looks like they're starting to get a little bit of rhythm.
But you think about just the way this game has gone. First play of the game, pick 6. Riverside scores there. then a short punt leads to a quick touchdown drive, and then a fumble leads the other 3 points. Like, all three have almost just been big mistakes by Citrus Hill, have all led to scores. There's Mayfield again, and why not? That time dragging the pile an extra 3 yards, and he is going to end up right around the markers there. They might need to measure that one. No, a first down, a 10-yard pickup as Tywan Mayfield carrying the Hawks right now.
Mayfield. He's running like the other Mayfield. Baker. Do you like Baker Mayfield?
I do. I like Baker Mayfield. I don't know if he's going to ever be an MVP, but
Never. He plays for the Browns.
that's the problem. He's made him fun, and he's very good in the commercials.
Oh, he's great. He's a fantastic actor.
Jeb, where are your commercials? I feel like you are the perfect pitch man. we gotta talk to your agent, your manager, figure something out here. Why not? Right back to Mayfield and another first down. Now a 12-yard pickup.
So they were negative several yards in the first quarter. They are positive right now, and Mayfield is that guy.
Yeah, we don't have the stats in front of us. I'm just ballparking it easily, like negative 40. Like in the first quarter. And that, like, seriously.
Yes.
But the total yards right now, Mayfield is doing it all. This drive started back on the 4, and now here they are, deep into Pauley territory. They got him at the 34.
Keep doing the same thing till they stop you.
I wonder where this is going. Right back to Mayfield. Mayfield gets stood up and stopped at the 30. That's a really nice tackle right there. That was made coming up. Looks like that was Luna.
Yeah, Mayfield might not be able to run out of this one.
Number 30, K-Rock.
Big shot. Oh, never mind. Mayfield laid the hammer.
Yeah, Mayfield's the one driving that.
Yeah, that was Mayfield. I take that back. Mayfield.
Was not Luna on the tackle. I think that ended up being Israel Morales, possibly.
Yeah, but it's going to negate. It was a hold.
And that's coming back. And that is a big blow right there. That's the first big penalty of this drive. And now here they go again, 2nd and 17. Back to the 40. And those are the kind of things that were killing Citrus Hill in the first quarter that have really not been the case here in the second, but here they go.
This will be a quick game. Both teams, that clock is running.
Two teams that like to run the football don't blink.
We'll be home and watch Seinfeld in time.
Even in a long situation, it's to Mayfield again. Mayfield breaks a tackle. Gets to the 37, a gain of about 4. Still a long way to go here on 3rd down.
Tackle by number 32, Israel Morales.
That was Morales with that last tackle. Second and 14 is where this one will be. And again, a power set. Keep it on the ground. That's what's been working. Play action fake. Dame is going to put it up in the air, and it's intercepted. Take it away. Bailey Brown, the interception, and takes it back to the 41 as Bailey Brown's having a heck of a night.
He's already got a touchdown, correct?
He does.
And an interception. Almost lost it right
We'll
there.
have to see the replay. I think he even might have had that first interception as well. It happened in such a flash, it was hard to tell. He has had a huge night. Okay, new standings check. Bailey Brown now is in the lead for the Shohei Ohtani Award. But, man, what a blow right there for Citrus Hill, who had done such a good job moving the game, moving the ball on the ground. They go to the air, and an interception right away. Costly.
That's a tough one. That's when you get outside of the tackle box and throw it out of bounds.
So now with 3:39 remaining here in this first half, timeout called by Citrus Hill will be their final timeout. Man, you just think about what happened on that last drive. Starting at your own 4, we saw A really, really strong performance by Taiwan Mayfield. That entire drive, moving the ball all the way down. They get to the 33. A hold brings some things back. Long yardage situation. They feel the pressure to go to the air. Interception just like that, gone in an instant.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, that's a momentum changer, especially if Poly can score on this drive and then get the ball in the second half. That's going to take some air out of his sails. That was a good tackle, but that, like you said, get out of the tackle box. Throw it out of bounds. Throw it to a coach.
Yeah, Damu, the second interception. The first one ended up being for a score on the first play of the game, but Bailey Brown, second pick, caught a touchdown. He's got 2 scores already, a big one right there, and he has had one heck of a night.
Yes, he has.
3:39 left here in this first half as Pauley is in control. And now if they're able to get points before the half, they can really lay the pressure on thick on this Citrus Hill team. Already an underdog coming into this game where Citrus Hill, they had an opportunity on that last drive to make some noise, but gave it away. Tough to see it. From the 45, it's 1st and 10. Play action fake, going to the air down the left field side, or down the left side of the field, rather. Incomplete, intended for Bailey Brown. Why not? He's done everything.
And, just a little overthrown there. Perfect play, though. Called by Coach Bill Powell.
That was Will Cloak with that last pass. He and Michael Luna have been alternating drives from that quarterback position. Here they go from the 44. Here in this City of Riverside TV production, Riverside TV, Friday night, high school football. He's Jeff Gorham. I'm Trent Rush. Glad to be with you. Here's Cloak. Cloak looking at a pass, nearly picked off. And it falls harmlessly incomplete. Looked like Adame was wanting to get that one right back, but ends up being defended. And now here comes the 3rd and long.
And we have a score at the other game. Hillcrest is leading Patriots 17-14 in the first half and the start of River Valley League play. Let's go over our schedule, Trent, and we are having a doubleheader tonight. On the first, we have Hillcrest Patriot on our other station, and next week we will have a game Friday and Saturday night. We have King versus Roosevelt as we're going to go into Big 8 play.
All right.
That's the big boys. That's Centennial, Norco, King, Roosevelt, Corona High School, I think I already said. And then we will have on Saturday night, we'll be back here as Poly will take on Canyon Springs to kick off their league play.
Very exciting stuff on Riverside TV. I tell you, you go around, other places, especially here in California where there is so much really good high school football. Not too many cities have a setup like what we have here in Riverside.
It's incredible.
This is really a fortunate place to be able to watch quality high school football.
25 high school games, 5 college games. So
outstanding.
30 games on the docket for the city of Riverside.
3:31 to go here in the first half as Pauley looks to extend their lead, already up 17-0. Swing pass, they go over to the left side, and with a little bit of space was Julius Castro, the tight end. And he's going to be shy of the marker, but still a strong pickup there. Bring up 4th and short. Might be go for it territory.
I would think so.
Kind of in between. You can't really, you can't kick a field goal from here. You only need 2 yards. With 3 minutes to go here in the half, understanding Citrus Hill has had the struggles they've had. Yeah, they're going to go for it as they'll bring Luna back in to play some quarterback.
Poly has 2 timeouts. Let's see if they burn one real fast here, see if Citrus Hill is running.
Maybe they'll try to get him to jump. That'll be a play. Handoff up the middle. Nice tiptoe move and breaking a tackle. Getting to the outside on a strong pickup there. Tejan Henderson gets the first down and some inside the 25.
Henderson is coming out party here, taking care of business for the Bears. Young sophomore.
Tejan Henderson has been awesome in this game. Both running backs have been really strong, but it's Pauley who's got the points.
Poly does have the points.
First and 10 from the 24. 2:18 to go in the half. They go right back to Henderson. Henderson with a dance move on the left side. Breaks a tackle inside the 5 where he's pushed out of bounds. Another first down plus more. And Tajon Henderson putting that pressure on Citrus Hill.
So this is a huge drive for Poly. They can go up even more and, like I said, get the football here at the start of the second half.
No doubt right now for Poly, the game is on their terms. That's Luna. Keeping it himself, Luna to the end zone. Stuffed just short by an eyelash.
Number 11, Michael Luna, the ball carrier.
So second and goal now, inside the 1.
Daniel Curry.
Luna keeps it himself to the end zone. This time is in. Touchdown, Poly.
Number 11, Michael Luna. Touchdown.
All Bears tonight.
Bears taking control. Citrus Hill gotta tip your caps off to Citrus Hill. They are staying in this ball game. They're playing hard. Just costly mistakes have really cost them all of these points.
Little inadvertent bump there. And the kick is up and good. 24-0.
Eli, David was good. Making the score on the other side, Poly Bears 24. Citrus Hill Hawks 0.
Let's see if Poly will do something here. I wouldn't put it past the Bears to try a little onside kick here. Put this thing away.
That would likely do it. Remember, they're getting the ball back to start the second half, but up 24-0. Yeah, if they were to recover that would really make things difficult for Citrus Hill. It's just been the unforced errors tonight.
That's exactly
for
what
Citrus Hill. The 2 interceptions have each led to scores. A fumble led to a field goal, and a really short punt led to an easy touchdown.
Yeah.
And that is what has really burned Citrus Hill. They'll kick it away. It's going to be fielded at the 5. Picked up there by Velez, who's had a hard time with the field earlier tonight. That was maybe a decent return out to the 21.
Number 20,
That was actually Nashawn Tyler who picked that one up.
Tackled by number 20, Tanner Curry.
So with 93 seconds to go here in the half, they'll try to go 79 yards and try to get something here. I think it'd be important for Citrus Hill just pick up a couple more first downs, get some confidence back, and try to turn some things around in the second half because it has been tough sledding for them with the mistakes.
Yeah, and looks like there was another penalty over there on the Citrus Hill sideline. So the refs are conferring. See one of the referees, Ray Triplett, one of a dear friend of Riverside, been refereeing. I want to say this. Ray Triplett's probably been refereeing for 109 years. He's been doing it a long time. His son was one of the best athletes Arlington High School had ever had. He has passed away when he was a young man, but I'll tell you what, great man, Ray Triplett. He's the side judge over the referee on the sideline of Citrus Hill over there, but his son was a great basketball player, great football player, great track athlete, and just a great human being. We lost him too young, but his dad has really kind of carried the Triplett name, and he's been refereeing for 100 years. He's a fossil out there.
All right, so we got the Shohei Ohtani Award on the field. He gets the Babe Ruth Award.
He gets
he saw him play, apparently.
He probably played with him.
According to statistician and expert of all things, Jeff Gorham.
Ray Triplett, great guy. Every time he's on Riverside TV, we like to give him a little bit of fun.
Why not give some love to Ray? How
love Ray
about
Triplett. In fact, I saw him before the game and went over and gave him a bear hug. I think I cracked his back.
He probably appreciated that.
He did. He said, "Hey, way to give me an adjustment there, Jeff."
from the 12. They'll be pushed back 10 yards. Moderate pickup, gain of a yard there on the ground for Citrus Hill, who might just be thinking, all right, let's just get into the half.
Injured player on the sideline there.
Yeah, you never like seeing that,
No.
especially in a 24-0 lead.
Brought down by number 29.
Molokai Koch, a junior defensive back, down there right now. Forgive me, that was actually Luke Meltzer.
It looked like he hurt his wrist. Hopefully he's okay. Ran off pretty quickly.
Paulie's had to deal with a number of injuries this season. Both teams have, among other things.
I mean, how tough is it, though? I mean, they're rigorous testing. I know Citrus Hill does testing twice a week, I believe.
Number 30,
A buddy of mine works over at Citrus Hill, Tim Hatch, who was the longtime basketball coach. His job is to test these guys every week.
So Paulie, I think they're thinking they can get one more score here. Timeout call. It's going to be 3rd and 7, 36.1 ticks left. Deep into Citrus Hill territory.
They're going to get something out of it. You know, hopefully they're looking to score, but they've got a decent kicker.
Well, they got 2 timeouts left. Check that, 1 timeout left. They had 2 before that last one. So 1 timeout remaining. That stops the clock here. You'd have to imagine Citrus Hill's probably going to put it on the ground, even on 3rd down.
Yes.
Maybe run off 10 seconds or so, call another timeout. Could get the ball back 15 seconds, maybe run 2 plays. I mean, they would have a chance to do that. Yeah. Maybe you take 1 shot if you don't get it, then go with a kick. If it's a short punt.
I always say try to get points no matter how you get them. Don't leave them open. Don't leave those empty points on the field.
I've always said, and this drives me nuts, I see it in college football all the time. You'll see sometimes, there will be time, they'll just let the clock run and just get into halftime. Why not try to get something?
Oh, yeah. So I am a firm believer of the same thing, Trent Rush.
You never know when you might need it. All right, 3rd and 7. It's going to be a pitch to the outside. Not a whole lot of room to go, and a stop in the backfield right there. A good tackle. Angel Sanchez comes up, says, not happening now. And that will be another timeout, as we expected, now with 22.6 seconds left. Pushed them back 4 yards. 4th and a dozen. Look at that Angel Sanchez, bare grip right there. Nowhere to go. Forward progress
Threw him
stop.
out of bounds. They said he was down first. That clock was running. So Poly will get the ball back, no matter how much time. I mean, if you're Citrus Hill, you have to punt.
You'd think. They had 1 punt earlier. It was a very short punt, only went about 10 yards.
And the other one, the other time they tried, they had a penalty, so it didn't count. But remember, it was a bad snap.
Yes, so they've had trouble on special teams. The best thing Citrus Hill has had going has been their run game, and now we're starting to see Paulie really exploit that. They're getting into the backfield, bringing extra pressure.
Question is, do they punt is the question. Let's see what.
Well, regardless, I think Paulie is thinking that they're going to have time to try to get a score here.
I think so.
4th and 12.
And they're going for it.
Yeah, they had 2 defensive backs back to return, almost like a prevent kind of deal in case they ended up doing a pooch kick. Damari Hodges will be the one taking the snap. Hodges will go with a short kick. And this one is going to hit just inside the 40. Takes a Citrus Hill bounce to the 46-yard line. And with 12 seconds to go, Paulie's going to have to go a mile. And that probably takes him out of a chance to score here right at the end of the half.
But we did hear Coach Powell said he had his bag of tricks. Could be a trick.
Maybe they can make me the silly rabbit. Could see that.
Could happen. Could happen. I'm going to say trick play. Let's bet a burrito.
Deal. All right, let's go.
Where's your burrito of choice play? Where do you like to go? What's your fast food burrito of choice?
I live in the city of Orange, and I got a really good I got a spot there I just don't want to give out the name because it's there's already too many people that go there.
See, I'm a Baker's guy.
Every time I'm in Riverside, Baker's is a stop, always. They go up the middle.
And that'll do it.
Yep.
So I owe you a burrito.
Renteria able to get it. All right, you owe me a burrito. I'll take it. We'll go to Baker's after the game.
Post-game Baker's, buddy.
That's going to take us into halftime. The Pauley Bears jumped out in front with a pick six on the first play from scrimmage. They end up putting 24 points on the board here in the first half to take a 24-0 lead. We'll step aside for a moment. He's Jeff Gorham. I'm Trent Rush. This is high school football on a Friday night on Riverside TV. Right now, Pauley 24, Citrus Hill nothing here at halftime.
The passing of the baton, but today it's going to be bashing in the ceremonial piñata. So there you go.
Transformation. And this gallery is just right next to the Zocalo. It is a center of activities. It has museum shop, it has cafe, it has gathering space, learning space. So these will be all fluid between the art in the gallery and the activity of the people, indoor and outdoor.
As we go along this path, I am fully convinced that this museum and the Center for Chicano Art and Culture was meant to be, and it was meant to be here in Riverside and the Inland Empire. It is beyond my wildest dreams of what we could do with this building, and we hope we can bring honor and glory to a long tradition of historic buildings here in Riverside, California.
Engine 1 AMR, respond with RPD for a traffic accident with injuries. In 1234 Main, cross of Columbia, 2 vehicles involved.
Each year, the Riverside City Fire Department responds to 40,000 emergency calls.
431.
And the men and women of the Riverside Police Department drive Code 3 every day.
We need your help so you know what to do when you see emergency vehicles.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right. So help us help you.
We need you to pull to the right.
Mask up, Riverside.
We mask up to keep our community safe.
Let's do our part to keep everyone safe.
I wear my mask to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
I mask up.
I mask up.
I mask up.
To keep not just myself safe, but the elderly and family members affected.
I mask up so I can be there for my patients.
We mask up
so we can hug our grandbabies again.
I mask up because when you need help, I need to be able to respond.
I wear my mask
to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Because my immune system is compromised.
Because it's easy. Mask up, Riverside, so we can get back to normal. Mask up, Riverside, so we can get married.
I mask up to keep myself safe and to keep everyone else safe.
I mask up for me, for you, and to keep my family safe.
I wear my mask to stop the spread of COVID-19.
Add your phone. Stop the spread, California. Get COVID-19 exposure alerts. Help protect your community while maintaining your privacy. Go to canotify.ca.gov today.
Agrega tu teléfono California, detén la propagación, recibe alertas de exposición a COVID-19, ayuda a proteger a tu comunidad mientras mantienes tu privacidad. Ve a canotify.ca.gov hoy.
Today is our very first building of a Little Free Pantry. We are building a Little Free Pantry in our community. It will be one of the 26 throughout Riverside that will help fill the gaps of food scarcity here in Riverside. Data is telling us now that 1 in 6 families are hungry. It's about 44% of adults and about 50% of children that are hungry here within our own neighborhood, in our own backyard.
Because of the pandemic, there's a lot of hunger out there. There's a lot of families in need, and we hope that this will act as a bridge until families are able to get the food that they need. I think that there are always those times where we are living paycheck to paycheck and we need just a few cans of something to get us by. So these little pantries will serve in that capacity, and we're really excited to see something that will help families in need.
And this has been a wonderful collaboration with the Riverside Mutual Aid Network, IEHP, here at Sandals Church, and the City of Riverside. So this has been a fantastic opportunity for community members to step up and to fill a real void in our city, which is food insecurity. So the idea is that if one of these free little pantries in your neighborhood, you could stock it as frequently or as infrequently as you want to. And the idea behind it is that when people have extra food, it doesn't go to waste.
These pantries are just kind of the first step, right, for reintroducing neighbors back to each other, getting folks involved in taking care of each other again, and just strengthening those community bonds that Riverside is so known for. Because things like food drives and food distributions, they're really good, but they only help folks in that moment of need. And we wanted to create something that would continue giving back 5, 10, 15 years from now, and really allow the community to get back into taking care of each other instead of maybe relying on, just government or nonprofit structures to kind of take care of them.
If others want to follow suit, they can apply at riversideca.gov/cares is an application, or they can email us at neighbor@riversideca.gov to receive an application to host a Little Free Pantry in their neighborhood.
Add your phone. Stop the spread, California. Get COVID-19 exposure alerts. Help protect your community while maintaining your privacy. Go to canotify.ca.gov today.
Mrs. Pitchford again. I'm a teacher here in Riverside, and I wanted to talk to you today about something that everyone's talking about, and that's washing your hands. It's super duper important to wash our hands even better than we usually do. I know that you know how to wash your hands. You do it all the time. But nowadays, we have to wash our hands in an extra special way. We have to wash our hands much longer, okay? Because when we go outside, there are germs on our hands that we don't even know about, okay? If we touch something that somebody may have touched with their germy fingers, then those germs get on us. If somebody sneezes and goes, achoo, and then touches a doorknob, then those germs go on us, and we don't want that to happen. So when we are told by mommies and daddies or grandmas and grandpas or any of your grown-ups at home to wash our hands, we have to do it really well. Let me show you something about germs, okay? I brought something, and we're going to do some pretend for a minute. All right, so I brought this glass bowl from my house, and I brought some black pepper, and we're going to pretend that these black pepper flakes, these specks, we're going to pretend that they're germs, okay? So let's pretend that I sneezed, all right? So I'm going to stick my finger into those pretend germs, and I'm going to show you what happens. So here I go. I'm going to stick my finger in there. Ew, ew, can you see? Oh my goodness. These pretend germs are sticking to me. And you know what? Real germs do that too. It's just that we can't see them. So let's talk about why hand washing is important. And I'm going to show you something really cool. I brought some soap from my kitchen too, and I have some in a little dish here. And so let's pretend that I'm washing my hands. So on this finger, I'm going to dip it in some soap, and let's see what happens to those nasty pretend germs with the soap on this finger. Are you ready? All right, here we go. What's going to happen? Did you see that? Those germs went, no, no, soap. Soap is our enemy. Soap is the enemy of germs. And that's why grown-ups are telling you to wash your hands all the time. So make sure when you turn on the faucet and the water's running, you get lots of soap on your hands, but not too much, okay, just enough. And you rub this part of your hands. Don't forget your thumbs. Rub your thumbs. Even wash the top part of your hands and wash between your fingers. And sometimes, if you're not sure if you're washing your hands long enough, you can sing the ABC song. And I know you know the ABC song. And when the song is over, then you can rinse the soap off and dry your hands and go play again. So remember and show your mommies and daddies what you've learned about germs, okay? All right, see you next time. Bye.
Completed in September 2015, the Tequesquite Landfill Solar PV project is a 7.5 megawatt solar facility that is operated by SunPower and is set atop the decommissioned Tequesquite Landfill in Riverside, California. The project put Riverside 5 years ahead of its goal of having 20 megawatts of solar energy by 2020. The clean, renewable solar power generated is purchased by Riverside Public Utilities and directly feeds into Riverside's distribution system, providing enough electricity to power over 1,600 homes. For more information on other Riverside Public Utilities green energy efforts, visit greenriverside.com.
Hi, once again, welcome to Riverside Monthly. I'm Steve Brazel, your host, and this is the episode for this month that I've been looking so forward to, getting to know our new mayor, Mayor Locke Dawson. Mayor, how are you?
Oh, I'm great, Steve. Thank you. I'm happy to be back on the show now in a different capacity as mayor. As you know, you and I have, I think, been on the show together a couple times in the past.
Yes, we have. And Mayor Patricia Locke Dawson was elected last year, is the new mayor for the city of Riverside, and I am so happy to have you in the city and looking so forward to what you're doing. But I want to get to know you as the non-mayor title a little bit. You grew up in Riverside in the Greenbelt area. You graduated from Notre Dame High School. I'm kind of curious because it's always kind of an interesting way people get to choosing to serve in an elected type office. So How did that upbringing kind of lead you into a public service life?
Growing up in the Greenbelt, honestly, instilled in me a love of the outdoors because, I mean, my brothers and sisters, you know, my mom wouldn't let us in the house until the street lights came on. I think a lot of people of my generation felt that way. We were outdoors a lot. And so, you know, I went into forestry and wildlife and a career in the outdoors. And when I started working that professional capacity, I felt like I was a pretty good scientist, pretty good wildlife biologist, but I was a better policymaker. And I kept getting dragged into things like that. And so I found that I could be more effective advocating for the things that I love in a different role than what I had trained to be.
See, that's interesting because you kind of went into an area that was tangential to this. And while serving in that capacity, your eyes were open to other things. You graduated from UCR, graduate studies at University of Washington, but it's in between that I think what you're alluding to. So in between UCR and University of Washington, you were a park ranger?
I was a national park ranger, flat hat, uniform, everything. I served in both Bryce Canyon National Park, where I met my husband, I will say, another Californian. We had to go all the way to Utah to meet. And I was at
do
Bryce
what you
Canyon.
got to do.
Bryce Canyon, and I was at Mount Rainier National Park up in the state of Washington, both.
In Riverside, you've been a longtime advocate for the Santa Ana River. And obviously the name of the city is Riverside. What can the Riverside, what can the Santa Ana River be for Riverside and the surrounding communities? What potential is there?
Well, as many know who perhaps watched the State of the City and have been following my career here over the years, I want to put the river back in Riverside. We have for a very long time turned our backs on the river, which means we did all our industrial work there. We've, used it just to take water out for industrial uses. And it's never been celebrated for the resource that it is here, which could be a beautiful natural area, a mosaic of uses from the headwaters of the San Bernardino Mountains to the coast of the Pacific Ocean, a patchwork of open areas, natural areas, developed parks, bike paths, a place where families can come together, across generations, across the city. That's my dream.
Well, think about how many people know and utilize the Santa Ana River Bike Trail. And yet, like you say, taking it beyond that, there is so much opportunity there. But I kind of want to go back to something we talked about a second ago, because I keep thinking about this. Former National Parks Ranger, environmental scientist, mother of 3 daughters. What causes that human being to go, I'm going to run for office? Seriously, what's the trigger that makes you think, because there's a lot of ways to serve. A park ranger is a service, job. What is that little line that gets crossed that says, I think an elected.
We are back for the start of the second half here at King High School, where Riverside Poly has jumped out to a 24-0 lead as we get ready for the start of the second half. He's Jeff Gorham. My name is Trent Rush. Glad to be with you here on a Friday night on Riverside TV. What a night we have for some high school football in this game. Really, the story has been Poly taking advantage of Citrus Hill mistakes. A pick 6 on the first play from scrimmage. A fumble led to a field goal. Short field position on a short punt led to another touchdown, and then a touchdown at the end as well. We have seen this Poly team really do a good job of trying to get right here in this sixth game of the season for them. They're 2-3 on the year. For Citrus Hill, trying to get their first win, 0-4, coming off a 77-0 loss. And the first half, less than ideal for them. And they're going to kick things away here to start half number 2. And it's going to be an onside kick, or a little squib kick, rather, that gets fielded at the 35, out of bounds at the 40. There to scoop that one up was Micaiah Alexander, senior wide receiver, in pretty good field position for Pauley to start their first drive of the second half.
See how teams both adjusted, see if Citrus Hill can adjust to the Pauley offense that really started to kick in there late in the second quarter.
They will start this drive from the 42. Under center here, Will Cloak threw a touchdown pass earlier. We saw Michael Luna, who's also got some snaps under center, started this game. Rush for a touchdown, and that's a sack right there as Cloak, well, maybe he ends up getting back to the line of scrimmage. Actually ends up gaining a yard. So we turned what would have been a sack into a gain of 1. As Cloak gets brought down.
Yeah, Cloak had a man open early, just didn't hit the man. Kind of a broken play there.
We've seen Bill Powell alternate quarterbacks on each drive. Even within the series, we've seen some changes. Powell, the associate head coach, filling in for John Rice, out last week and this week. Play action, wide open. Bailey Brown has had a huge night. Now he gets in the open field and is brought down just shy of the 20. And a big pickup right there for Bailey Brown, who's had a tremendous evening for Paul.
He was wide open. I mean, no one within 10 yards of him. As he goes right up the middle of the field, right up the gut. He's right now in the lead for the Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, he's
award.
got it. I think it's a commanding lead at this point.
Do you think your buddies, do you think you can get them to show up and hand out the award?
Shohei's busy tonight.
Oh, that's right. They're on the road, aren't
They're
they?
in Seattle. They're trying to keep the Mariners out of the postseason. This time, a handoff. They go up the middle. That's Tejon Henderson. Ball came loose, but he was down first. Pickup of about 3.
Yeah, Citrus Hill thought they had a fumble there. Whole sideline erupted.
Yeah, the Hawks are they're just trying to get a break.
Anything they can.
Yeah. They'll say it's a 2-yard pickup. So from the 18 goes Citrus Hill. Excuse me, that's Riverside Pauley. On offense in green, Citrus Hill. On defense in their road whites. This is going to be a keeper and a gain of a couple. Michael Luna on the option, decides to keep it, and he gets to the 15. So now it'll be 3rd and 5.
You think we're going to get a dose of some Tejon Henderson again?
I think it's either going to be Henderson or maybe with Cloak coming in, maybe they will look back over to Bailey Brown.
Yeah, they got the 3rd down, some yards. They're going to go. I think they're going to go throw here.
Micaiah Alexander is at the top of the screen. That's Henderson, low side in the slot. Along with him is Brown there, closest to your screen. Looking at Brown all the way. He steps up and is brought down in the backfield. The sack is made. Coming through and crashing inside. Joey Smith comes through. And Diego Perez there for the finishing blow.
Oh, my favorite guys are out there. The kicker.
You love the kickers.
I do this year. I am a fan this year. But, you know, most of the kickers that we've had on Riverside TV, they're usually pacifists. They refuse to tackle.
This will be a 36-yard attempt. Good snap. Hold is good. The kick is up, and it is through.
It's a nice kick.
A 36-yarder. Eli Dejanev gets it done, and that extends the Bear lead to 27-0. There's 8:33 to go in the 3rd.
Remember, they're normally like soccer guys, and you know the teachers on campus go, hey, you know, I saw you kicking that ball really far in the soccer game. Why don't you come out and play football? And then you put on the helmet for the first time and the pads. And you say, now after you kick it, you got to go run down there and tackle him. We had a student at Norte Vista High School years ago.
Yeah.
And he played for Batdorf, and he said, I'm going to kick. And he was a great kicker, but he said, I refuse to tackle. I refuse. I'm a pacifist. He would kick him right off the field.
Well, that's all. That was probably your mantra too, right?
No. I just would avoid anything. That was even bad.
As you were a basketball guy, so you were busy flopping.
I was
you were
flopping.
you were letting Cheryl Miller was dunking on you. And
Oh,
you were flopping there.
Oh, I could elbow her, though. She was tough. She was really tough. I still talk to Cheryl.
Best athlete in Riverside history? I think so. Picked up inside the 10.
Bobby Bonds.
Decent return.
Barry Bonds was born in Riverside, too, you know.
Yes, I have Dusty Baker and Barry were very close, and Dusty came from here also.
Dusty is a Riverside. In fact, Dusty Baker, Bobby Bonds, and Bobby Bonds' brother Robert Bonds, figure that same name, brothers, all grew up in my mom's little neighborhood. My mom, when Bobby passed away, my mom went to the funeral.
Wow.
Bobby Bonds is a legend in Riverside and a dear friend of my mother, of all people. So funny.
Congratulations, by the way, to Dusty Baker. Just won a division championship with the Houston Astros.
I know. And he drank out of a shoe. A man his age, at his advanced age. I have a friend of ours, Cole Pepper, who is the voice of Riverside, one of the voices, is best friends with Dusty Baker.
Okay.
And I thought about texting him and saying, you sure you saw your buddy drinking out of a shoe, right? Leon Culpepper. He does the PA announcing for Riverside Poly, John W. North basketball, and he does Riverside City College football. But yeah, he was best friends with Bobby Bonds and Dusty Baker.
A lot of good broadcast talent out here in Riverside. Of course, you got the great games here on Riverside TV. It's an honor to be a part of it this week. 8:08 to go here in the third quarter. Timeout called by Citrus Hill, trailing 27-0. They'll begin this drive here at the 27-yard line, their first of the second half after a field goal. Led things off for Pauley on their first drive. It's been one of those nights. It has been all Pauley right out of the gate. First play of the game. An interception for a touchdown. Now, that drive started at 9. But Citrus Hill, a lot of mistakes. They've had themselves in tough down situations.
Yes.
A lot of long yardage situations. And on top of that, when they've been able to run the ball, they've actually been pretty effective. They just don't have much to show for it.
Yeah, when they went tight set there, they were lights out on offense.
But now down 27-0, you can't do that. They're going to have to throw, and they will. Hit from behind is Hodges. And they're closing in on the backfield, making sure that there was nothing doing on that last play. A strong pressure move there for Julius Castro. Boy, Castro closed in tough right there. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Looks like there was a player down on the far sideline of Citrus Hill, right in front of their sideline.
He is right on the edge there. I hope he's okay, but
he'll be attended to right at the line of scrimmage.
See, if I was injured like that, and I'm right on the sideline, I'm just going to roll myself over.
Yeah.
Just roll over and
unless you're looking for a timeout.
And then that is the case, but he was very close.
Yep.
He could almost touch it.
We'll see what Citrus Hill ends up trying to do here. I mean, they at this point trying to throw the ball. What's most effective for them has been just keep it on the ground. And you kind of go back to when it was 14-0 in this game. We saw Citrus Hill start to put some things together with the ground game, and you thought, okay, down 2 touchdowns. If they're able to keep it on the ground, get a score, you're still in it, get a stop. The defense was looking strong at that point. Then you could get yourself back into this game, but that's when things started to unravel.
It did, and it unraveled fast. Hopefully that man is off the field, ready to play again.
That said, for Pauley, they needed a game like this in the worst way.
Got to get well right before league, and you know they go into league next week. They have Canyon Springs at home. Then they go on the road at Moreno Valley, Vista del Lago, and end up at Lakeside. Lakeside had a big win last night against Moreno Valley in a league contest.
You know, this is the best. And it's been a long time coming. The spring season, hey, it was what it was. Non-conference, get right, league play, everybody steps up. The ball comes free on the handoff. Everybody was in on it. Green jerseys everywhere. Pauly thinks they got it, and they do.
Here's the replay. Let's see how many hands actually touch this. And there's one. We'll count him. Okay, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Bailey Brown has 2 picks, has caught a touchdown, and just forced a fumble. With 7:31 to go in the third, I'm going to say it's done.
He's got the Ohtani Award?
He's got the Ohtani Award. We handed it out.
Oh, man, the guy that can play both ways.
Two-way player of the game. Bailey Brown has been tremendous tonight. Forced that fumble right there. And that's a big size differential, too. I mean, you're talking about a corner wide receiver guy going up against the big tailback, play some linebacker that says, I'm taking it away. Pauly goes spread. Looking to the left side, back to Bailey. Bailey Brown inside the 10. He's to the 8, and the pass completed right there by Will Clark.
Shohei.
What can Bailey Brown do for you? He does everything.
Everything. We got to remind everybody that tonight, after these ball games, they need to tune in to Pep Fernandez on his Friday night football show. Go to IEMG on YouTube, and you will see Pep Fernandez on Sports Weekly Live about 11:15. He does it from his own house now. He does.
Nobody better than Pep Fernandez.
Nobody.
With the exception of my partner, Jeff Gorham. It's close.
It's really.
It's 1A and 1B. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might lean Pep.
I think I might lean Pep, too. But he's got this great TV show, and he had, last week, I think he had 21 highlights from 21 different games.
Wow.
And he does it all from his basement. It's the stately Fernandez Manor. His wife is, normally has this great studio in San Bernardino. But no, he's in his house. His wife is directing. His beautiful wife, Tara. His 2 daughters. So if you're watching tonight, go to Sports Weekly Live. Make sure you write comments down on the comment. I usually do it every Friday night. I'll write crazy things to Pep Fernandez. Make sure you give him some love on Sports Weekly Live.
Riverside football fans are spoiled. They have it good here. Little misdirection play. Over to the right side, Larry Morris into the end zone, but a flag.
Oh, it's going to get brought back.
I think, this one's coming back.
Great play call, though. That's twice they've had 2 good plays have been called back or missed.
Larry Morris is thinking, man, I just had a touchdown. What are you doing to me? Yeah, he is frustrated on that. Come on.
Oh.
So it's coming back.
That
that was fun.
And then they take him out of the ball game. I feel bad for him.
He finally he's throwing his hands up in the air. What are you doing?
Man.
The head hanging there.
Oh, it looked good, though. It was a good
he had his touchdown. You know what? When you put the huddle tape together, it's
get,
still on there.
Yeah, you see, I don't think the flag was anywhere in the picture. Or you can just have CGI it out. The kids these days, they can figure out everything.
Our production team could probably find a way to do that.
We could do it for them.
We got a great crew here tonight.
All the guys here and the ladies. We got to go over the staff tonight.
It's Dejon Henderson to the left of Cloak, who's got 3 receivers to the right. He goes to the middle. Nobody in the area. Closest intended target there, probably Bailey Brown, but thrown into no man's land, incomplete.
Yeah, we got Ryan directing, the Iron Man, Ryan. We got Brad and his cool beard. Then we've got Carrie and Kimmy. Awesome crew tonight.
Rock stars.
Yeah, there's 2 games going on. You know what they said? They drew names out of a hat. They didn't, though. You know what they said? I want to work with Trent and Jeff. So they just chose. They chose to be here with us.
I do want to apologize. They were going to put you on screen, which everybody wants to see you, but when they saw me, they said, you know what, not going to happen. Cloak looking to the left, swing pass. He goes over to Henderson. Henderson dances through a tackle, breaks them both, and scores! Tajon Henderson scores it for the Bears. 33-0.
Nice job. Great play. Good catch.
Breaks 1, 2, see ya. Splits the defenders and scores. I thought ankle breakers were just in basketball.
No, that was. He looked like a point guard.
PAT up and through, no problem. 34-0 now for Pauley, leading Citrus Hill. 6:18 to go.
And there's a replay. Just a missed tackle. Slippery little guy.
Hey, Pep, if you're watching,
That's a
highlight of the night.
Highlight. Sports Weekly Live, 11:15. That better be on there. And the call. Your call was amazing. That touchdown call was amazing.
I just like hanging out with Jeff. That's why we're here tonight. 34-0. Riverside Pauley taking it to Citrus Hill right now. And you can see some of the frustration certainly on this Citrus Hill sideline. It's been a tough year, 0-4 already. They need a miracle to avoid 0-5. After getting blown out really in every game so far this season, they're getting the opportunity to play high school football, which was looking like maybe right before the start of the season they might not even get that chance. But for such a proud program that has been so dominant for so many years, Citrus Hill trying to turn some things around, and it has been a tough start to this 2021 season.
Yeah, and Mike Herring will get this thing righted shortly, I'm sure.
That's going to be a hold most likely coming back. We'll have to await the call, but some laundry down to the 26.
Yeah, they had a pretty daunting schedule. They played Oak Hills. Oak Hills up in the high desert. They're pretty darn good. They played Ramona. Ramona's undefeated, and they're on a collision course, which the game I think you and I are going to have.
Yeah.
Ramona versus Norte Vista.
I saw that Ramona up to number 2 in the most recent rankings.
Yes, they are number 2 in the city. We have a supercomputer. Pep Fernandez and I have a supercomputer, and we shove all these equations in,
Sure.
and it pops out. And Ram High overtook Norte Vista. Novi was second all season long. I don't think anybody's going to catch North, though. And you and I are going to have a North game as well. North is a pretty darn good football team. And I think that's the best defense I've seen in Riverside in the last decade.
Strong words right there from my partner, Jeff Gorham.
And they have Venasio Mekaele and O.P. Vaiapulu as the head coach. And I just like saying those two names because it's very cool.
I'm going to let the viewers in, just peek behind the curtain for a moment. As a broadcaster, sometimes the names are tough, but when you get them, you just want to say them over and over and over again. Yeah. Pass up the left side in traffic, incomplete. Damari Hodges.
There's a flag and a play. Ray Triplett threw it.
Yeah, was looking for Joey Smith.
Yeah, there's nothing better than when you can get a name correctly.
Yeah.
And then there's those days where you can't get it correctly. And I'm sure you've had a couple of those moments. Maybe not,
Never.
though. Never you.
Yeah, right.
I always have to go to the pronunciation guide, for the games, the big games. And sometimes they don't even have a pronunciation guide. You broke a pen up here, didn't you?
I did. I broke a pen. I got ink all over the place. That's why I've moved to digital. 6:05 to go here in the third quarter. 34-0. Bears taken to the Hawks. I think generally speaking, just in nature, a Bear probably wins against a Hawk, but Hawks can be crafty. I'm not messing with a Bear. I got a Bear to my right now in Jeff Gorham.
I am a Bear.
Yeah.
I am a large Bear.
Hodges looking downfield again up that left side, and it was well defended.
And another
A
flag.
whistle, yeah. And we were seeing Gabe Robinson saying, "What? Me? No way."
Let's see here in the replay.
double coverage. I think probably the thought was he never made a play on the ball.
Yeah.
So they will scoot up. Citrus Hill will. To the 47-yard line. 5:50 to go here in the third.
I hope John Rice is at home enjoying watching his best friend get a victory for him. Does this count on a win for John Rice or a win for Bill Powell?
It depends who you ask. I think when you look at the official standings, I think it's a John Rice win.
John Rice, good win then tonight,
yeah,
buddy.
Good job.
He's got a win. He's watching it from his couch.
No. We know coaches. Coaches are still sweating. 34-0 midway through. Third quarter, still nervous. There's an interception, though. Take it away. Picked up right there and still going. On his feet and out of bounds.
And a flag thrown.
Ben Madur took it away and almost brought it back to the line of scrimmage, and now things getting a little chippy up in front of that Citrus Hill sideline. And there comes the personal foul there, and the coaches trying to straighten this out. I mean, it's understandable, the frustration right now, but that was a nice interception taken away there by Madur.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get a blocking in the back and probably a couple other more serious penalties.
So the officials will try to straighten this one out. This could take a moment. You know, that's the kind of thing you got to worry about. I mean, hey, 34-0, you just threw an interception. You're seeing, you know, it was going to be a long shot even out of the gate in this game. But when you've kind of gotten beaten up.
Yeah.
In 5 straight games.
Frustration is going to show.
Yeah. And really, the last time we saw Citrus, I mean, like the spring season, they had a spring season, but
very antiquated.
It was not real high school football. I'm glad that those seniors that were able to participate in that had that opportunity. But it really, when we think about Citrus Hill football, we're going back to 2019, and in 2019, they were in the middle of a 62-2 stretch in league games.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That just really is.
And now to be going through this, I mean, it's got to be tough on the Hawks.
And like I said, the boundaries have been changed in the district. 2 of the junior high schools, I think, have gone to Orange Vista and Rancho Verde, so you're not getting the same talent pool as you once did.
Yeah.
But I really want to say something right now. As you look at Riverside Poly, Coach Powell just grabbed all of the team and basically said, "Knock it off. We're gonna play smart football. We're not gonna be goofy. We're not gonna get anybody hurt here."
I just want to speak for a moment too about the coaching staff, and you can do this as well, Jeff. I mean, how many guys like Coach Rice have a Coach Powell sitting there that's available, that has so much experience and is such a great leader that it's
nice.
on their sideline. He's not here tonight. He's not, wasn't with the team last week, not with the team this week. He's hoping to be back next week, but that's a huge advantage.
It is when you have a guy like that. They're best friends too, and they run the SFCA,
the National Football Foundation.
Yes, they do a great job with that here in the Inland Empire, and they really support the student athlete, and they talk about it at length. A lot of coaches have joined. If you watch the coach's perspective, you can reach out to Coach Rice, Coach Powell, and be a part of the program that those guys do year in and year out.
Jeff, I love the interview you did with Coach Powell this week. I thought it was really neat hearing about that and that National Football Foundation stuff too. They really prioritize academics and character, and that's really where that's all focused on. And in college football, you see it with the Campbell Award, which is presented every year at the New York Athletic Club, which is a huge event. I know that Justin Herbert, Chargers quarterback, has won that before. And, I mean, it's a massive deal that National Football Foundation a part of. Archie Manning's a huge part of that. So it's cool that in Riverside there's a presence there and 2 great leaders more than anything else.
Yeah, and
helping run that.
It's great. It's a black tie event. Pep Fernandez gets to put on a tuxedo. He's. Do
you go to this?
I'm going this year. This is my goal.
So where you got to go? We're going to rent a tuxedo.
I have a tuxedo, but I was like 15 when I wore it, so I don't think I'll be wearing that one. I'm going to go to the local tux shop if I get invited. I don't know, these guys. They're a tight-knit group, and if you let me in there, oh, man, there's big trouble.
Finally, we're sorted out, and it means things are going to pick up in midfield, and right away they go on the ground.
How goofy is this? I'm on the board of the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame. Can you imagine that? Somebody has me on an executive board. I
can only imagine you in the meetings.
It's me. It's the mayor. It's the ADs from all the local colleges, and like guys, presidents of banks, and then you have Jeff Gorham. I bring donuts.
Israel Morales ran for that last first down. That's Luna. Luna puts it on the ground as they go up the middle to Sanchez, who we didn't think was going to be playing much offense tonight, wearing that big old cast. But here he is running the football, and that's a good sign for them, but a flag here.
And that's going to be I think that's going to be a personal foul.
Boy, the penalty yardage is pushing the total yardage.
Yes, and I think it could be offsetting because I think there was a hold, if I'm not mistaken, on offense, and then a personal foul. Our friend John Rice is watching us right now.
So how about, let's go back to you being on the Riverside Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there's a big announcement coming too.
You have the ADs of all the schools.
You
have the mayor, and they let you in the building.
They do. Yeah. They invited me.
Huge mistake.
I'm speaking at the UC Riverside tip-off dinner this next week.
Oh, fantastic.
And I'm taking, my dates are my wife, my lovely wife Carla, and I'm taking Jerry Hurley, who is the president of the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
We're going to go together.
That should be a fun night. UC Riverside basketball could be pretty good this year.
Hopefully
Cal Baptist got a great program as well. Talk about some of the college sports out here.
Okay, great. We have University of Redlands down the road. We've got RCC.
Yeah. I don't talk much about Redlands.
No.
I went to Chapman.
Oh, that's right. You're a Chapman.
That's our rival.
That's right. I like Chapman.
Redlands is always very good. Remember a couple years, it was probably more than a couple years ago. 10, 15 years ago, they were scoring like 150 points a night.
That's they were running the system.
Yeah. Run, Chuck, run.
Yes.
Don't worry about defense. Just put up threes.
Yeah.
And they beat some really good teams.
Bukowski, is he still the coach over at Chapman?
Yes, Coach Bo.
He was over at UC Irvine. He was a longtime assistant of Bill Mulligan.
He was, way back.
That was when he was a young man.
Coach Bo is one of my all-time favorite people.
He's one of mine, too.
He's a good guy.
Bring up my name to Coach Bo.
I will do that. All right, here comes Pauly from the 35. Counter. Bouncing it out to the left side. Gets a little bit of space. And it's going to be a house call. Touchdown, Pauly. Johnny Monaforte. 35 yards, and it's 40-0 Bears.
I just got told that the tux will be on Coach Rice. He doesn't understand that I'm big and tall. So that's double the tux rental.
You got all that extra fabric. The PAT is up, and it's good. It sneaks in there. 41-0. All Bears all night long with 4:28 left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, people are sending. I got a text from Alan Zinsmeister.
Oh, Alan!
He just laughed that I said I bring donuts to. That's all I bring to the table. Because I do. I just bring donuts.
Well, hey.
And laughter.
I'll just tell you something. I have the good fortune to sit on a couple of boards. I love the guy that brings donuts.
You know what?
That makes you that's how you get invited to
everybody wants to sit next to me.
You want to sit by the person with the donuts. Yeah.
Yeah, I get to MC an event this week. I'm going to tell all my best jokes. It's all about.
You better start writing.
I'm going to hire. I should hire Ghazal. You know,
Ghazal's a comedian.
Did you know that Ghazal used to write for Ghazal Hassan, ladies and gentlemen? You know, my regular partner on Riverside TV.
I'm the backup. It's okay.
You know what he used to do? He was a writer for Pauly Shore.
That's incredible.
But Pauly Shore's not funny.
All right, set to kick it away here.
There you go. That was my joke of the night.
That's
right
good.
There.
That was good.
Thank you.
I think that would play.
Yeah, he was a writer for Pauly Shore.
Well, you look at a tale of two different sidelines right now. The energy currently on the Pauly sideline compared to the energy on Citrus Hill. But you know what? The Citrus Hill players are standing up. They're engaged. They're into it. And they're trying to make something happen. It's been a tough go, but boy, for this Pauley team, they're going to improve to 3-3 here, and that's 16 minutes and 28 seconds of football time. It's been fun to see this Cal Poly team figure a lot out, and it didn't start great. I know they got the pick six, but those first 2 or 3 drives, it wasn't clicking right away.
It wasn't.
But at some point, they were able to wear down Citrus Hill. I thought the point that really changed this whole game, it was 17-0. Midway through the second quarter, Citrus Hill was putting together a phenomenal drive.
Yes.
They got down to the 33, started the drive on the 4. The hold play brought it back. Then they were forced to throw. Ends up being an interception. Next thing you know, Pauley runs away.
That's right. That's exactly what happened. So you see the Mike Herring talking to the officials on the sideline that we're waiting to get started here. See, people listening. We get to text our friend Alan Zinsmeister, the voice, one of the voices of Cal State Northridge.
I'm excited to see what the Matador is going to be like this year. Alan and you mentioned Gazal a moment ago. Those two do a tremendous job in those broadcasts.
We did a supercast this year.
Did you really?
We had all of us, all three. It was a 3-man booth. I didn't say a word.
For Riverside CSUN?
Yep. I think you and I should do it for Irvine. We've talked about it,
that
but
would be,
you have radio implications.
A little stricter rules, but we can try to make some things happen.
The supercast.
Yeah, that's really fun. Really fun. I tell you, I would say I would hope between you, Gazal, and Alan, I hope Alan was the star.
He's always the star.
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen the way he dresses? He's an impeccable dresser.
Yes.
And he drives a cool car. He just shows up. He kind of reminds me of like, see, I grew up, I was a big Lynn Swan fan. And
okay.
He's got that Lynn Swan, like, coolness to him.
Yeah, he's the coolest guy in the room.
He is.
Yeah.
Always. And Gazal, not the coolest.
No, you're saying that, not me.
I can say it because, basically I call him all the time. He's right up there. He's the wittiest.
How's their game going tonight?
Well, let me find out. Let me text.
Let's do an out-of-town scoreboard coming up in a moment.
Let me text to Gazal since I've been talking about him.
That one gets away, and it's fielded there by Alfonso Noyola. Noyola with some space, but a flag about the 45-yard line. This one likely will be brought back despite a pretty good return.
Number 5, Alfonso Noyola.
I just texted Gazal. He'll answer me real quickly. But they have a good one over there. Last check, it was a close one. It was 17-14 last time we checked. On the out-of-town scoreboard.
Jim, let me ask you this about Pauley for a moment. For them to be able to put things together like this, especially in the second and third quarter here, and kind of step on the gas a little bit on this Citrus Hill team, what does this do for them moving forward?
Well, I think it does a lot because, they open league play, and I'll tell you, I've seen the teams that they're going to end up playing, the Moreno Valleys, a very even-keeled league. But I think anybody could come out of this, but with the momentum that they're showing here tonight, I think Pauley has a real shot. Moreno Valley is very good. Yes. Vista del Lago is good. Like I said, Lakeside with an upset last night. It's going to be a tough league, but if they have confidence and they're healthy, guys, they're still missing some players that are ill. They've got a player with a broken arm. I think they have a shot to be cause some damage in conference and maybe get that CIF berth.
You just kind of look at the last 3 weeks. I mean, King and Ramona, those are good teams, but they got beat up pretty good in those games. Sultana, the last game, they lost 7. That's the one that you kind of looked at and said they shouldn't have lost that game.
Yeah, and in fact, talking to Coach Powell this week, he said, man, they felt good going into that. The game was played pretty hard. They just didn't walk away with a victory. But this is a good one. This is a good one to keep on your back pocket and say, hey, we took care of Citrus Hill. We scored, played great defense, and we have a score. Hillcrest 24, Patriot 21, and the opening of the River Valley League, so a close one.
League play, exciting.
Defending champs on the ropes, just only up 3 to Patriot.
Yeah, that's a good one they got going, also on Riverside TV tonight. Best games in town, right here on Riverside TV. I'm Trent Rush. He's Jeff Gorham. Glad to be with you. Tonight it is all all Riverside Poly. Forget
Yeah,
it.
it is.
Riverside Poly looking like Cal Poly the way they're playing.
They are. Cal Poly, good football team.
Very good football team. We've seen the officials have to work pretty hard here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I don't know what we've haven't played here for a while. And
still trying to sort some things out.
It's a quorum. That's a quorum of officials.
Kind of reminds me of your board meetings. But I want to know who's bringing the donuts.
Who's what?
I want to know who's bringing the donuts to that board meeting.
Triplet.
Yeah, always.
Always.
4:08 left here in the third.
Oh yeah, there's like these meetings though. You're on a few boards. They're pretty serious. They have a gavel. You have Stan Morrison.
Oh.
Stan Morrison's on the board. Remember the longtime athletic director at UC Riverside played at Cal, the national championship. Was the head coach at USC. But he looks like Superman. He looks like a senior citizen, Clark Kent.
Do you follow like the official orders of business, where you
I'm all business.
Say this, and then I second.
Yeah,
and then
yeah. Raise your
take
hand.
it to a vote. All opposed.
Very professional.
Yeah, all right.
It's fun though. They call me I'm the librarian of high school sports in Riverside.
Yeah, I mean.
But my goal, though, I've told you this. My goal is to be the Huell Hauser. That's my ultimate goal in life, is to be the next Huell Hauser.
See, I'm half tempted to tell you, let's go grab a stick mic, go to the crowd, and you can just start interviewing fans.
I'd do it.
I know you would.
Bring it on.
It'd be the best. Empty backfield. Pass is complete. It goes over to Adames.
Hey, we're playing again here. So
Adame catches that one at the 26-yard line, so a 6-yard pickup. Brings up a 2nd and 4. Clock back to winding again. It's been pretty stagnant here in the third quarter.
Clock is running.
You did break a broadcasting cardinal sin, Jeff. I will tell you this.
Okay, which is?
You talked about the time of the game and that it was going quickly.
Oh, that's a bad move.
Huge no-no.
Bad call.
Huge no-no. And there's another pass completed for a first down there. Good to see that progress there. Good throw. Damari Hodges able to find Noyola for the first down. I do think it would mean something for Citrus Hill if they were able to get a score in the air and be able to establish some confidence in the passing game moving forward. That could be a positive note for them. I mean, winning the game isn't the goal anymore. You got to find other goals.
Yeah, you
look for different
small
things.
victories.
Yeah. Snap goes through the hands of Hodges. It was a high snap as well, and right after the progress on 2 pretty good pass completions, you give them back in some sense with an 8-yard loss. And that's going to be.
And we're going to have a running
second
clock.
Second and 18.
Running clock for the rest of the game. Next week is homecoming for Riverside Poly. They're going to have their first induction into their first Hall of Fame. This high school's been around since 1887.
Another high snap, just diving on that one is Hodges. I don't know if he got it, though. The green jersey's all over the place. It looks like he did. It's going to stay with Citrus Hill, but the ball's going to be moved back even further.
So, yeah, the school has been around since 1887. Riverside Poly. They're having their first the Hall of Fame. They had one before, but it was kind of fell apart.
Do it right.
They're going to do it right. So, of course, they're going to put in Reggie Miller.
Yes.
I believe Cheryl. But they're putting in people from like the 1800s.
Oh.
I don't know how they're going to do that, but they are.
And it's hard enough to find the compare stats of today versus the 1980s. Good luck with the 1880s.
Yeah, and then you have Daryl Hanson. Daryl Hanson is the principal at Riverside Poly.
Okay.
A Norte Vista graduate, played basketball for my dad. Was a great football and baseball player. His first, he's going to.
3rd and 32, chucking downfield, incomplete.
Yeah.
That was one. That might have been the best pass of the night, though. It was good. He just didn't come down with it.
Yeah, he threw that. That was 40-yard pass.
4th and 32, inside your own 10. You have to punt, right? You saw one earlier.
They're going to punt.
Okay.
They have to.
All right. I'll bet you a burrito. I bet
Double
you,
or nothing.
I bet you a burrito they go for it. Double or nothing.
All right, double or nothing.
All right.
I can eat 2 burritos.
And I thought you owed me the burrito.
I do, yeah,
Okay.
but double or nothing.
I could. You know what? Though, who are we kidding? I could eat 2 as well.
Okay.
Maybe not from Baker's. Those will fill you up.
No, those are big.
Just over a minute remaining here in the third.
They're going to punt. Buddy.
They are going to punt.
There we go.
All right,
Yeah.
We're giving you a burrito right
There.
there.
You could add 2 burritos, my friend.
Set.
Nothing.
Set to return it here is Henderson. Henderson goes back to the 43 is where he picks it up. Now he's got some space and gets drugged down at the 32. So he got about 10 yards on that return for Henderson. And that is where Pauly will take over again with good field position, but it looks like we have an injured player down on the field. Maybe just a little slow to get up. And that looks like Adrian Williams, who will be needed to be assisted here by the athletic training staff. Shout out to the athletic training staff. The athletic trainers never get enough love, but tough to see Williams limping off, but good to see him on his own power as he goes to the sideline for Citrus Hill. It has been the Pauly Show from start to finish. When the first play of the ball game was a pick 6, that set the tone for the Bears all night long. Here comes Luna out of the shotgun. Spread, balance spread. Play fake. Keeping it is Luna as he gets to the 22 where he's knocked out of bounds. But the clock's going to keep running here. And now a whistle well after the play. Yeah, it looks like that is going to be against Citrus Hill, which will stop the clock. What's the record for penalty yards in a game?
Tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I did break the Cardinal rule. You're right.
Just remember that for next time.
I will. Next time.
I'll tell you this. I'm not forgetting.
We'll do it the first play next game.
We'll likely have a running clock the rest of the way here. They're inside of 15 seconds now as Luna will take one last snap here for the third quarter. Maybe he'll take it, maybe not. Working from the 12. 1st and 10. 2 seconds. And they will not get a playoff, so they will take that into the fourth quarter. 41-0. Riverside Pauly dominating Citrus Hill tonight. And now with 12 minutes of football remaining here in this blowout Friday night. You know, we kind of had a feeling coming to this game that this could happen. I thought it was interesting the way Citrus Hill battled. I thought midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a close game.
They, you know, when you look at these teams on paper and what the seasons have been like, you really did think Pauly was going to have a chance to do this tonight.
Yeah.
But I thought Citrus Hill hung with them, played tough early on. But again, when they had that hold that led to an interception, when they got deep inside Riverside Pauly territory, the whole night changed.
It did. It did. And they just didn't seem like they were in rhythm at all tonight.
Yeah.
You know, they changed their offense quite a bit from what we've saw they played earlier in the season. But, yeah, I believe we're going to have a running clock here the rest of the game. And there it goes. But we'll be back next week, as we're going to have some good ones, as we'll have.
I'm excited to see Ramona and North coming up the next 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah, those two teams. Ramona's putting up, 45-plus points per game. North is holding teams to like nothing.
North has been just a power for a long time. Gain of 2 on the ground here for Riverside Pauly. 2nd and 8.
John Rice was over at John W. North High School.
Okay. That was Morales for that last carry, gain of 2. Getting the running clock going right now. They'll actually give him an extra yard here. So 2nd and 7. Here we go.
Now you are hosting Angels. What's the name of your show on at 8:30?
Angels Recap.
Angels Recap.
Yep, we got the Angels Recap podcast.
And you're on in the mornings.
On in the mornings. You know what? We're doing a fun thing too on AM 830 for a radio audience out there. Timeout on the field being called here by Riverside Poly. I have a golf show, Rush on the Links, which has been a blast. And that's we covered the PGA Tour and the Ryder Cup was a blast, but also going out to a lot of the great golf courses out here. And there's some good ones in Riverside. And I was even looking at another one in the IE at Redlands Country Club, which is an Alistair McKenzie course. Tremendous track. So it's been kind of fun learning some of the history about, great golf in Southern California. And it's been fascinating to me how many great spots there are here in Riverside, because this is, Southern California is just, I think, a golf mecca in many ways.
You got Canyon Crest. You got the Victoria Club. You have
the Victoria Club, one of the 4 original clubs.
Yeah, Victoria Club, great place. Good sandwich.
See, now we're talking. I don't care what how they put the green in on 13. No. I want to know where to get the best sandwich. Good advice, always. Michael Luna trying to get back to the line of scrimmage on the option, can't do it. Loss of 3.
Now here's my question to you, because I'm a huge Angel fan. You know that. In fact, I went to a game a couple years ago. I took my son. You took us up, and we were on the front row. It was awesome. Thank you. But who's your favorite? Are you friends with any of the Angels? Like buddies with them?
It's kind of hard. Guys that are actual play, like on the team, when they're playing, it's tougher. I'll just there's a certain level of like relatability that it's just they don't pay the broadcaster the same way they pay the center fielder.
So they
$35 million a year.
Yeah, you don't get $35 million.
Not quite that. It's just a tick shy. And this one gets taken away. Opportunity here. Citrus Hill's going to get on the board. It was stripped by Adame. He's looking back, and it's going to be returned for a touchdown. 88 yards for the score. You'll see the mishandled handoff. Trying to get it over to Monteforte. And it ends up being scooped up and scored by Adame, who was looking back saying, where are the green jerseys?
Yeah, there was no one.
I'm by myself. Okay, I'll take my time. 10 minutes to go here in the ball game. Citrus Hill on the board for the first time tonight. It's 41-6. But to your question, it's been really cool getting a chance to get to know some of the former players a little bit better. Talk with Adam Kennedy, a Riverside guy, quite a bit. Troy Percival.
I know Percy. Percy's a good guy.
Great. And, Tim Salmon's a part of the broadcast team. Garrett Anderson's around quite a bit. There's a great, collection of alumni that come around.
Frank Tanana?
I actually got to meet Frank Tanana for the first time this season.
No.
Great human being.
He was. I'm going to be honest with you though. When I was a kid, he was my favorite player.
Yeah.
He might have been the ugliest person I ever saw in my life on his baseball cards. So if you ever see Frank Tanana, he's in the Polish Hall of Fame in Detroit though.
Okay. I didn't know that. They're going to go for 2 and can't get it. Adame took it 88 yards for the score, but couldn't quite hang on for the 2 more.
Yeah, Frank Tanana was my favorite player, but Don Baylor, my all-time favorite for the Angels.
Rest in peace, Don Baylor, one of the greats.
But yeah, I got to meet all those guys when I was a kid. They used to come out to like the car dealerships, and they'd sign cards all the time. And
here's a look at the fumble that was returned for a score. It's good to be the right place, right time. I will tell you this, with that scoop and score, Adame moves into second for the Shohei Ohtani Award.
I agree, because he's the quarterback and defensive and scored.
He moves into second place.
Yeah.
But nobody is getting past my boy Bailey Brown tonight.
No, he's got the Shohei Ohtani Award wrapped up.
He's been so good. Both sides of the football, has been the top target for whoever's been under center. And has also played a great defense as well. Not a problem in the backfield.
Do you think Shohei gets the MVP?
Yeah. Slam dunk. By a mile. Though Vladdy Jr., tremendous season.
Mike Trout coming back next year. We'll have some pitching.
Yeah, it will be good.
Better.
You know, I was hearing all the. Well,
you better do something about that, Trent Rush.
I'm doing my best. It was fun talking with Bill Powell. He wanted some updates on the San Francisco Giants game and how they were doing. What a fun run that's been. The Dodgers-Giants run has been awesome. And, a really good baseball culture out here in Riverside, too. Great football culture. The sports here in this town are awesome. There's so many great facilities.
Kawhi Leonard went to school right here at King High School. But he was really honest. I tell this to people. He was like the third option on his high school team. They had Eric Wise, who played at he was an Irvine guy for a bit, played at USC.
Yep.
Carlin Brown, who was the Pac-10, Pac-12 Player of the Year out of Utah, I believe, or no, Colorado. And that Tony Snell guy, another.
Yes.
That's a pretty good team.
NBA player, yeah. I tell you what, I have the good fortune to do UC Irvine basketball.
That's right.
Their games. DJ Davis on the team now.
Riverside Poly guy.
So good. So good.
I saw him score like 60-something points in a high school game.
Wow.
It was like a 15 overtime thriller, and it was the best high school game I ever saw.
63. Option kept up the middle for a gain of a couple.
Number 11, Michael Luna, the ball.
So Luna picks up 2 yards.
Yeah, Riverside Poly's had some great. Mark Green played for University of Notre Dame football.
Yeah.
A great player. He's a Riverside Poly guy. And then Miller's, those guys, they're pretty good. And then Daryl Miller went to Ramona, their brother.
Yes. And Daryl Miller is really heavily involved in the MLB Youth Academy.
He is.
Yeah, and he does that is such good work for that community. And what Daryl Miller brings is spectacular.
He started those Field of Dreams.
Yes. You know what's cool, too, is that they are not just in baseball and softball players, they have an academy for umpires, too. And they do that kind of thing, and you're seeing, more umpires come up as well.
Are they going to get rid of the umpires? Are we going to have a strike zone that's a robot?
They might. I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not, too.
I like the human element, but they might do that.
Who was the great umpire, Luciano, whatever what was his name? He was great. I read his book when I was a youth.
Give up the middle, and that's going to be a first down for Pauly.
Ron Luciano was a baseball, big-time baseball umpire.
All right, so someone's coming in there excited about. Jalen Owens, we haven't seen much tonight. It might be his family sitting right below us.
Very loud.
That was really loud.
Look at the student section's packed.
It's been a great night for Pauly, no question.
It feels like fall finally. During the day, though, it was hot. It was 102.
October 1st. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 46. The give up the middle.
Are you excited for Halloween?
And that was to Adrian Torres. I am. Have you have your costume yet?
What was you talking about? I just walk around. I just put a mask on, and I'm the big scary guy.
Yeah.
In my neighborhood. But see, I have three boys. I think they went out and bought their costumes today.
Okay, today's the day.
Yeah,
it is October 1st.
Yeah, but now you're getting ready to have a baby.
Yes. Yeah, my wife is pregnant. I was.
That's right. You're not. Your wife.
I think she'd be. I was telling her she needs to be an avocado.
That'd be awesome.
I made that recommendation. She did not find it as humorous as I did.
Now, do you have a preference for boy or girl right now?
No
honestly?
preference, and we don't know. We're going to find out when it happens.
That's the way you're supposed to do it. That's old school.
Healthy is all I care about.
And if you do those goofy parties where you do the reveal parties, no offense to people that have reveal parties, but bad things usually happen when you do those.
Well, didn't they set the big wildfire like a year or two ago?
Yeah, and, it's dangerous.
That quite literally backfired.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Not
a good reveal.
No, you know what? No one really cares.
No,
we don't care that much.
That's awesome. You're gonna enjoy being a dad.
I think the gender reveals are just another reason to have a party, which I don't know that you need a reason to have a party. I think Riverside Poly is giving themselves a reason to have a good time tonight. Go get some pizza, maybe stop by Baker's on the way home.
Yeah, it's definitely. The crowd's very loud right in front of us.
Hey, they're excited.
I hear you.
4th and 11. 4.5 minutes to go. A punt situation here. Pick is away. It hits the 25. It's picked up by Adame. It goes down right at the 20-yard line.
And just to remind everybody, next week we're going to have a game Friday and Saturday. We have King Roosevelt Poly once again here versus Canyon Springs.
How many high school games are being done? Did you say 25 games?
25 games and 5 college games.
Fantastic.
And guess how many I'm on?
I'm going to say you're on 27 of them.
I'm on all of them, my
Wow,
friend.
way to go. No days off.
None.
I was like Bill Belichick. No days off.
I go
no days off.
Nope, I'm on all of them.
Go.
I'm not on the other one tonight. Well, maybe I am. Who knows?
Yeah, there's no telling. Maybe they took it.
We have that technology.
Now, City of Riverside, very fortunate to have this. Citrus Hill has been less fortunate this season, though they did get a scoop and score a few minutes ago. But tonight it's all Bears, 41-6. Timeout. That's the only thing that can stop the clock right now. And they call it. 3:18 left here in the ball game. Citrus Hill with the timeout.
So we have, next week, we have, like I said, Poly Canyon Springs. And then we have the granddaddy. No, it's not really the granddaddy because you can't really say that either. It's the great uncle. The great uncle game of the year is Ramona versus Norte Vista. I'm telling you, that's going to be fun. It's going to be Chippy, Ken Batdorf versus Ken Mashinsky.
I think we just had a gender reveal here on the sideline.
I saw that.
Pink dust up in the air, a little pink cloud of smoke.
That could be a precursor to you. If you don't know what it is, that could be a sign, my friend.
That could be a sign. Everyone's in pink tonight. It's the pink night for Pauly.
Do you guys have an idea? I mean, do you think in your head, like, is it certain some days you go, it feels like a boy?
Yeah, I thought boy early. Then I was thinking girl. Then a couple weeks ago, I was like, it's for sure a boy. And now I think it might be a girl.
Does your wife have any eating trends? Like, is she eating ice cream or candy?
She
or anything?
has come up with candy I've not heard of since I was in elementary school.
Oh, you're having a boy then.
Is that
Candy's
what it is?
a big one.
Candy's a big one? Okay.
I have 3 boys, and it's always the candy.
Candy does it. See, now I think it's going to be a boy.
But you saw pink smoke, so I don't know. Either one.
It cancels each other out, doesn't it? Yeah. 3 minutes left. 1st and 10 from the 20. Citrus Hill trying to get an offensive score in this game. Pass gets complete to Adame, who breaks a tackle. Adame up the sideline. Adame has one more man to beat, and he gets drug out of bounds at the 25. A big-time pickup right there, 55 yards up the right sideline for Citrus Hill.
Hey, Adame coming on strong for the Otani Award.
He's making his case. He's no chance to pass Bailey Brown, but he has secured number 2.
Are we anointing Bailey Brown the Shohei Otani Award?
Locked it up. That got locked up as soon as the interception, and then they caught a touchdown. Everything he did tonight.
So when he puts down his accolades, he gets the Shohei Otani MVP award.
Yeah.
When he applies for colleges,
he applies for college, and if he wants me to sign the slip, I'll sign it. No problem. Just call me. Now they're going back to him. Adame again goes up. Jump ball, can't bring it down. 2 minutes to go with the running clock.
That's a big award. It's a prestigious award.
It wasn't prestigious 2 hours ago, but it is now. It's amazing what can happen on Riverside TV. Second and 10. Dwayne Hodges has been running quarterback much of the second half. Adame started the game as the quarterback. Now they're going back to him as a receiver, and this time sliding for it. Falls incomplete. 3rd and 10 once more.
So John Rice can drink some hot cocoa now.
Yeah, I think he finally can relax a little bit. In the 3rd quarter, when you mentioned it,
yeah,
I know how coaches are. Coaches cannot relax.
He can't. But I do picture him though. If you saw him, he looks like he's very Hemingway-esque.
Oh, respect that. Hodges loses the football there, just dives on it. We'll see if Citrus Hill has one more play in him from the 32 on 4th and long.
I picture him covered like in a bear skin rug, sitting there, sipping his hot cocoa or his Theraflu.
Coach Rice sounds like somebody I want to hang out with.
Oh, he's a great guy. One of the nicest people. He and Bill Powell are two peas in a pod. Great guys, fun, just very nice men, fathers, husbands.
Citrus Hill, one more heave, intercepted. And brought down at the 10. And that's going to do it for us here in this ball game tonight. Riverside Pauley, the Bears roll. Citrus Hill, 41-6, the final. For my partner, Jeff Gorham, my name is Trent Rush. That's going to do it for us. All Bears tonight. Pauley with a 41-6 win over Citrus Hill here on Riverside TV.